Hey guys, I'm Jason. Thanks for joining me. Today I am bringing you a special collaboration video to discuss our favorite hiking destinations. I've joined forces with 4 other Ohio YouTubers: Tim Watson, Bryce Newbold, Outland, and Restless Outdoors. These guys love the outdoors, they love to go backpacking, so we're looking forward to bringing you our favorite hiking destinations. I'm going to be focusing on the Buckeye State, more specifically my favorite hiking loops right here in Ohio that are great for beginners. The other guys are going to venture outside the state a little bit, so stay tuned. We're going to keep this short and sweet. Let's jump right in to my top 3 hiking destinations here in Ohio. All right, number 3 for me is a little less known hiking loop in southeast Ohio that circumnavigates a lake. This trail is approximately 21 miles long. This hiking loop is Burr State Park. Now, Burr State Park, yes, it's not as well known as something like Zaleski or Wildcat Hollow. Burr State Park has nicely maintained trails. It's easy walking. There's not too much elevation gain, so this is a great place for a beginner to start backpacking. There's some pretty nice scenery. I mean, you get to see the lake most of the way, so that's always enjoyable. You get a nice lake breeze. And there's a couple rock outcroppings and small little cave-like areas. The main trailhead parking for Burr State Park is at the ranger station just outside of the Burr Lodge, about a half-mile away. So there's usually some decent amount of parking there. There's also ample parking at Dock 1, which is probably less than 2 miles away by trail from the ranger station, but you can also drive right up to it. My favorite campsite along the Burr Trail was not actually in the state park property. After I passed the dam, after I crossed over the dam and about another quarter mile down the trail, there's a connector trail that takes you up to Burr Cove Campground. Now, Burr Cove Campground is in Wayne National Forest, so it adds an extra 2 miles. It's a mile connector trail long, so it adds 2 miles to your hike, but it's a beautiful hike, and the campground is very nice. I was very happy. There was awesome places to hang my hammock, picnic table, and fire ring. If you're looking for something close by in Ohio that's, you know, a decent 1-night or 2-night trail system, I would highly recommend Burr State Park. One final thought about Burr State Park. It is only a half-mile south of the Wildcat Hollow trailhead. So if you are wanting to knock out 2 loops in one trip, you can drive, you could actually walk right up to Wildcat Hollow. I believe it's less than a mile. So to the trailhead of Wildcat Hollow, and that is in Wayne National Forest, where there is established primitive campsites peppered all along the trail. So that is one benefit to hiking that area. You have 2 choices. My number 2 pick for my favorite Ohio hiking destination is Mohican State Park in Loudonville, Ohio. Kind of northeast Ohio, close to Wooster. I have been fortunate enough to have hiked Mohican State Park twice this year already. I know Mohican State Park pretty well now. It is a great trail system. They have a 24-mile mountain bike trail. There's also over 21 miles of bridle trails. So in all, there's 45 miles of trails in Mohican State Park. One of my favorite things about Mohican State Park is the amount of campsites that they have. There are 10 primitive campsites along the mountain bike trail and the bridle trail. Campsite 1 through 6 is in the bridle trail area, and campsite 7 through 10 is in the mountain bike trail system. All the campsites are fairly nice. I have a few specific ones that I really like. Site number 3 was probably one of the nicer sites that I've ever seen in the state of Ohio and any of the hiking loops I've been on. There's a beautiful flagstone table built right by the fire ring where you can put all of your gear on or cook on or eat on. It was just absolutely beautiful. However, there are a few river crossings in the bridle trail section. One thing I wanted to mention, the difference between the bridle trails and the mountain bike trails. The mountain bike trails have mile markers, 1 through 24, so you always know where you're at when you're hiking on the mountain bike trail. The bridle trails is a little different. They have signs for the campsites, and that's about it. Back in January, I hiked the northern section of the mountain bike trail system, and I jumped off of it for a few miles so I could visit Big Line Falls and Little Line Falls. Big Line Falls was beautiful. There was very little water running that time of year, but it was still neat to see. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Mohican Hills. And stopped by and visited the Pleasant Hill Dam and got to see the reservoir and the big grass dam. It was pretty neat. There's a lot of parking in that area too. So there's numerous places to park to begin your hikes at Mohican State Park. When I was walking along the river after visiting the dam, I saw numerous eagles, at least 2 or 3 eagles flying back and forth over the river. So that was pretty cool. Along Mohican State Park Trail, there is numerous places to get water. So even though there might not be water pumps along the trail or at the campsites, you're usually pretty close to running water. Now there are a few drawbacks of Mohican State Park that caused it to not be #1 for me. And the biggest one was road noise. At times you feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere, but at other times you feel like you're just in someone's backyard walking by. You can hear road noise quite often. One neat thing about Mohican is not only do you see Little Lion and Big Lion Falls, they have a really cool fire tower you can climb to the top of. It was built in the early 1900s and it's like 80-some feet tall, and you can climb all the way to the top and get some great views. So be sure to check that out if you stop by Mohican. And now for my #1 Ohio backpacking destination. It is in Wayne National Forest, and it is Archer's Fork. Archer's Fork is way over in the eastern side of the state. Archer's Fork made #1 for me for several reasons. First of all, it is a beautiful scenic drive just to get out there. So I really enjoyed the drive to and from Archer's Fork. It was a little difficult to find the trailhead. The trailhead is very small. It's right next to a cemetery. It's easy to miss. Archer's Fork Loop is 11.9 miles, so you could easily make this a long day hike, or it's perfect for a 1-night or 2-day hike. There are approximately 7 established primitive sites along the trail. Some of them are right next to creeks, so it's very easy to access water. I have read somewhere that sometimes the water in these areas is not safe because there's a lot of oil wells and old oil lines running along the ground. You'll see these black plastic pipes and tubes running everywhere through the forest, on the forest floor. There's some very nice scenic overlooks at Archer's Fork. They have something called the Great Cave, and it's almost like a little miniature ash cave that you'd see at Mohican Hills. There's some nice rock ledges and overlooks, and just some beautiful vistas. They also have something called the Natural Bridge. It's kind of a little archway looking thing, kind of like a little miniature arch you would see at like Red River Gorge. So there you have it. Those are my top 3 backpacking destinations in the state of Ohio. I realize this was just a quick little glimpse into those destinations. So if you are interested in learning more information about these trails and campsites within these 3 loops, I have detailed videos on each one of these, so be sure to check those out. I appreciate you watching. Had a great time doing this collaboration video. I want to personally thank these 4 Ohio guys who joined into this collaboration with me. Tim Watson, Bryce Newbold, Outland, and Restless Outdoors. Thank you so much. I'm sure your videos are going to be awesome. I can't wait to watch them. If you haven't checked out these other 4 guys' videos yet, be sure to do that. I'm sure they chose some amazing destinations to go backpacking. I will put a link to their channels down below in the description, so be sure to check those guys out. And again, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope I inspired somebody to want to get out there on the trail, do some solo hiking, do some family hiking, and just get outside and enjoy God's great outdoors. Thanks for watching, and be safe out there. Oh, I fell out the back. Oh, oh, oh! I had to break something.